30 segundos, gente. Me encanta el splasher, qué chulo. 5 segundos. 4, 3, 2, 1. A ver, F5. Va con delay. Ahora. ¡Ojo! Qué lindos los chivis. Tenéis que decir qué tal el volumen. Yo no sé si subirle más, menos. Ah, las subs. No hay subs. Pues F, ¿queréis que os lo ponga en inglés? No hay, las ponen al resubirlo. Lo que me digáis vosotros, si queréis que lo pongamos en inglés, si no dejo este. Vosotros mandáis. Lo que tú veas entonces. Yo lo que pienso es que podríamos ver el tráiler en japo, que sale ahora casi siempre al principio, y luego si queréis pasarnos al inglés para entender las cosas nuevas que metan y tal. El inglés deja el audio de este. Pone el inglés. Es que no van a igual. Es por desgracia, ya lo intentamos la otra vez. ¡Qué monería! ¡Qué monería! Nuevo Dino. El inglés tiene con subs español. Lo sé, pero intentamos la otra vez hacer el chanchullo y no cuadra. En inglés están los NPC random por la huelga de dobladores. Es que es eso. Que no cuadra, no sale lo mismo que aquí. A ver. Bueno, el inglés está saliendo ya el tráiler, ¿eh? Hola, Nadriluchi. Me encanta el pollito este rosado, qué mono. Mira, se viene tráiler. Atención. Mira los polluelos rojos, hay un montón. Guau, qué guapa, Chasca. Me encanta. Es que lo de que voy a estudiar en el trabuco no tiene ningún sentido. ¡Cómo mola! Esto tiene pinta de zona nueva. ¿Es este árbol? Ah, es un boss. Ah, seguramente será el boss de ellos, ¿no? Para subirlos. Guau, qué estilazo la chasca. Es que mola muchísimo la chasca, tío. Ojo. Dios, qué ganas. Vale, primer código. A ver, ¿queréis que ponga ahora el inglés para enterarnos? A ver qué están diciendo. Ay, esto es lo que hemos visto nosotros antes, ¿no? ¿O qué? Y aún toca esperar. ¿Alguien tiene el... Ah, mira, la ha pasado Nikki. Vale, gente, os voy a ir actualizando los códigos del comando.
Are all cuckosaurs as friendly as this one? Adult cuckosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions. Well, since our cuckosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan. All right, let's do it.
Vale.
Cuckosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
Cucusaurios se llaman, cuidado. Y os lo pongo por Discord también el código.
It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to
Y
patrol
para
and
canjear tenéis
safeguard
aquí
the
el link,
entire region
que
of
voy a ir a
Natlan.
canjearlo yo.
As elite special forces, their
Me habrá
job was
desbloqueado
to detect
seguro.
threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation.
Evidentemente no
Though
falles
the
si tú me
circumstances
desbloqueas.
are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. they still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the cuckoosaurs.
Ay, me estoy saltando comentarios. Es una misión de arconte, supongo. Vengo a acompañar
Yeah, cuckoosaurs are the proudest out of all the saurians.
¡Qué chulos!
They know that they're the kings of the sky.
Los reyes del cielo,
Cuckoosaurs can
dice.
consume phlogiston to climb higher or
Míralo.
perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal
Y habrá
roll.
desafíos con
In
ellos
addition,
también.
they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm
A ver
assuming
qué
that
canjeo yo el código,
cuckoosaurs
que si no
are
se me
really
olvida.
hard to tame.
Yeah, that's
Vale,
true.
código exitoso.
You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight.
Nuevos
That's
bichos
the
a
only way to become a
reventar.
true cuckoosaur rider.
La montura del
Wow,
WoW.
that's so
La
strict.
dificultad para AFI, sí.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's
¿Son de la
time
tribu
for a quiz.
Plumaflora?
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their saurian
Vale.
companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their cuckoosaurs.
¿Qué objeto
What
es?
is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint.
¿Qué?
We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding! Cuckoosaurs
cuerno.
live far from the tribe
Ah, por el
and from
cuerno
each
los
other.
llaman.
So in order to summon them,
Jo, me gustaría
the
ver esto en
tribes people
Jabo, pero es
use
que si no, no nos
whistles and
enteramos.
horns
Qué
to
rabia.
produce loud noises. So there's your overview of cuckoosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other
No
saurians,
se preocupen,
but don't worry,
viajeros.
travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chasca, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker,
Ah,
can
creo
help
que nos van a
mediate
explicar ahora
the
las
conflict.
habilidades de la
Mitch mentioned
Chasca.
that her method of mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chasca barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people
Cuando ella aparece,
usually
la
find a way
gente
to
suele
set
dejar
aside
de
their
lado sus
differences when she
diferencias.
shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and
Los NPCs
saurians.
estos están por la
She
huelga de
keeps the peace
actores,
between
sí.
people too.
Habilidades, ¿qué
Exactly.
habilidades? Me da
Chasca
igual.
was corrupted
Te dan
by
igual sus
abyssal power
habilidades.
as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to
Ay, qué mala
fight.
suerte que justo hoy el Miguel
but
tenga
she knows
fiesta.
how to rein it
De
in.
verdad, qué mala
Right.
suerte.
I heard that she was abandoned as a baby.
Escuché que fue
Seems
abandonada.
like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the cuckoosaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chasca
Las-
gained a lot of unique
lo hace a
combat
propósito,
experience from
siempre
her
los días de
saurian
Billy
childhood.
te lo juro,
When Chasca is
siempre.
in your party,
A ver,
defeating
cuidado.
monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing
Puede
state,
montarse en su
Chasca
rifle y
can
volar como
ride
un
and control
cucusaurio.
her gun like a cuckoosaur.
Me
The
parece
Soul Sniper
increíble.
doesn't
O
just
sea,
increase her movement speed and resistance to
Mírala.
interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so
qué
liberating.
sensación de
Yeah.
libertad.
And Chasca's fierce
Es
when
como
she's
raro
in the
porque
zone.
va con arco,
In the
pero va
Night
montada encima de
Soul's
un trabuco.
blessing
Es que no tiene
state,
sentido. Mírala,
Chasca's
mírala.
normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chasca to
Y digo
enter
yo,
a
al estar
special
flotando,
aiming mode.
las
This
áreas
allows
y
her
las
to
cosas le
lock
hacen
onto a
daño.
set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6
Es
shadow
bruja.
hunt shells, which deal
Bruja
animo
estadounidense,
damage
cambió la
upon
escoba por
impact.
el
In
revólver.
addition, for every pyro, hydro, cryo, or electro
¿Habéis visto las
character in your
balas?
party, one of Chasca's
salido una
shadow hunt
electro.
shells will undergo an
Mira, ahora
elemental
Geo, ¿no?
conversion to deal the corresponding type of
O no sé si
elemental
tiene.
damage.
Supongo que será por el
Whoa,
equipo.
no
Bueno,
way.
pero no.
So Chasca can directly deal
No
other
lleva a nadie
types of
geo, ¿no?
elemental damage based on the characters in her party.
Volando con el trabuco.
And
En función
since
de los
she's
miembros
an
del
animal
equipo, o sea, como
character, she can
chilones
swirl them
realmente, con
at
los
the same time.
cristalitos.
That's awesome.
Aunque ahora mismo no hay
Yeah, I
nadie
know,
geo y le
right?
pone una
Her
geo.
elemental
No sé por
burst
qué.
has a similar
O sea,
function
fijaros,
too.
en el equipo no hay
Chasca
nadie geo.
fires a gale-splitting Soul-Seeker shell during her burst,
Piro
which
electro,
deals
crío
animo
hidro.
damage. The attack then splits
Pero
into
salía
6
amarillito,
Soul-Seeker
salía
shells,
geo.
which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can
Toma.
also undergo elemental conversion.
Para eso que es la
That's
ulti.
so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her
Ay, la
tribe.
animación.
Speaking of her tribe,
Qué
the warriors
chula.
from the Flower Feather clan are
Ah, ¿era
formidable
Piro?
for sure, but we should also
Yo lo veía
shed some
amarillo,
light
no
on
naranja.
those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the
A los
wingless?
sin alas.
That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right?
Mhm.
They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a cuckoosaur.
Exactly. But the
¿Está
name
muy
doesn't
flojo el
indicate
volumen
that
o
those
queréis que le
people
suba o
are
algo?
weak
Está
or
bien.
deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a cucusor to fly?
Yo creo que genial. Es que como antes cuando ha salido el tráiler lo he puesto súper alto y ahora apenas lo oigo, digo, o me he pasado antes poniéndolo con el volumen, o sea, me he pasado antes subiendo el volumen del tráiler, o es que ahora está muy flojo.
Chasca will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chasca's
no se pierdan su anécdota tribal si les interesa saber más.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chasca was raised by cucusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Su madre Sauria aparecerá en esta misión.
Su madre Sauria. Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chasca still has a soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather clan is also the setting for the
Mira, misión de arconte, confluencia de las llamas. Mira, la Yansan aquí.
The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a
Antes
solution.
dijeron que un Sauria la adoptó y crió algo así, la crió o algo así.
The Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the
La
battle
tribu
of
fue afectada en la batalla del Abyss.
body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people,
Entonces
it
Chasca
also
salió de un
damages the
huevo.
mind.
A ver.
Many members of the Flower Feather clan are
Obviamente
suffering
no, pero
from the
bueno.
mental repercussions of the abyss. And the tribe
Es
is in
como
desperate need
Mowgli,
of
¿no?
aid.
O sea, se crió
Yansan will be there
con los
too.
animalitos.
After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around
Yansan está viajando por Natlan para ayudar a la gente.
Natlan really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Supuestamente es la madre que la crió hasta que la cogió la familia de Chuchu.
Oh, wait.
Ojo, capitano, él ya va como Pedro por su casa, o sea, ofrecerá su ayuda a la tribu. Y nos contaron al arconte nos lo contaron al arconte de la punto 1 que fue abandonada en el bosque y la criaron los saurios hasta que la tribu la cogió, que leyeron en la misión. Capitano que me domine.
Of course, restoring Natlan's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet.
La guerra aún no ha terminado. Tenemos una crucial batalla por delante.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
Vale.
If you head west from the stadium of the
a la
Sacred
zona
Flame
oeste de la arena
and go
Sacro
past the
Fuego.
towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious
Ojo,
masters
mira, la
of the
zonita de
Night
los
Wind.
augures.
The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's one Ictomosaur elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with
Qué
spirits.
bonito el bichito.
I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can
Vivan los
help
papás.
cleanse your spirit.
Qué
Plus,
bonito el
the graffiti art
bichito.
is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right?
Los
Well, don't
ictomosaurios
worry,
pueden
the
ayudarnos.
Ictomosaurs can help
Mira,
us
otro
out.
bichito. Ah, este ve cosas
Ictomosaurs are
ocultas.
known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things
Objetos
that can't be
difíciles
seen
de...
through
y te abre la
normal
puerta,
means.
toma ya.
Okay.
Right. Ictomosaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards.
Les da velocidad y
Ictomosaurs
tal
can
si vas
also
absorbiendo las
extract information
cositas.
from graffiti
Eso
art
seguro que
to
dan nuevos
create special
materiales.
objects.
Oh, I
No
bet
lo
that'll
sé.
come in handy
¿Cómo
for solving
sube?
puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles
Míralo.
Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2.
Pero mira qué
The first
chiquito
two
cómo
acts
camina,
feature
no
a
puedo con
lot
las
of
patitas.
intriguing puzzles. So be sure to check them out,
Acertijos.
travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomosaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomosaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston.
Saltos rápidos cuando
and
tienen
it looks
suficiente
like so much
phlogisto.
fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Ororon can
Ororon
do it
también
too.
puede hacerlo.
Like the Ictomosaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air. He also has
Míralo
a
cómo
keen
dispara en
sense
el
of
aire.
perception. While charging an aimed shot, Ororon will enter the spirit speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Ah, él también puede hacer
Speaking
cosas
of
con las
Ororon,
runas de las paredes.
I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1
Eso de
Archon
levantarse y planear es
quest,
un poco
I thought that
cazuja.
he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's
Es un
just
chico
a
muy
sweet
dulce.
kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right?
Yo creo que la personalidad
Is
de
he
Ororon no la
really
esperábamos
that
nadie.
sweet, though?
O sea, fue
Just to
como un
think about all
poco
the
shock.
sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric. But Ororon really takes it to
Ya
the
te
next
digo.
level.
Yo quiero
Yeah,
hacer
it
la
sounds
li-
like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've
Es diferente a los
met so far.
personajes de
He
Natlan
doesn't
que hemos
need to
conocido
depend
hasta
on the
ahora.
Night Soul's
No
blessing
depende del
state to
estado de
gain
bendición
Night Soul points,
noctámbula para
and he
ganar
can maintain the
noctambulismo.
Night Soul's blessing state
Y
even
puede
while
mantener ese
he's
estado incluso
off-field.
cuando está en tu
That
equipo,
does
pero
sound
no en
different
uso.
from the other Natlan characters. So
Venga,
how do his
habilidades.
abilities work?
Let me start by explaining
Mira su
how
animación con
Ororon
el
gains
bichito
Night Soul
este.
points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example,
mono.
Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal hydro or electro attacks to enemies
Los
after
enemigos te
Ororon
desatar su
unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well
Combina
with
bien con
hydro
personajes
and electro
hidro y
characters.
electro.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's blessing state and trigger the hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh,
Parecía lo
I
de
see.
Cookie eso.
So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want
la
him to
cadena
gain
esa de
Night Soul
Cookie.
points, enter the Night Soul's blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field
Necesitas estar en el campo
to
para
trigger
activar el
the
efecto de
hypersense effect.
ultrapercepción.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's
Sí.
off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally.
imaginas qué
His
cura ahora?
elemental burst provides a
Su
convenient
ulti
way to deal damage and
Inflige
support
daño y
your
apoya al
party.
equipo.
Ororon performs an ancient reach roll with his burst to summon a supersonic
Míralo.
Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus
Libera
releases
una
a
onda sonora
sound
para
wave to
infligir
deal
daño
damage.
para la ulti.
That should be great for crowd
No
control.
pone nada si cura,
Yes. With Ororon in your
No pone
party,
nada.
dealing with large
pena que
groups
no
of
sea 5
enemies should be
estrellas.
a lot easier.
¿no? Bueno, no se
And
sabe
speaking
aún.
of making things easier, Ororon can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Ororon really cherishes his friends.
Ororon
With a
aprecia
little
mucho.
teamwork on his side, I'm sure
Está
victory will
confirmado.
always
¿Por
be
quién?
within reach.
Salía en el tráiler.
So we
Lo ponía
introduced two
antes.
of the
Hostia, pues no lo he
upcoming
visto.
regions in this update. The Flower Feather Clan and the Masters of the
Dos
Night
tribus,
Wind.
la pluma
But there's
flora
more.
y los viento
Version
nocturno.
5.2 actually
Y nueva
introduces
área.
another new region. It's called Ochkanatlan.
Ochanatlan, ¿qué ponía?
Ochanatlan.
Ochanatlan. Ha salido en la imagen. En la imagen del tráiler. Hostia, pues no lo he visto, te lo juro, ¿eh? Quería confirmarlo ahora cuando salieran los banners. Ochanatlan.
Yes. This is a restricted area in that
Vale,
land
nueva
due to a
zonita
severe
con dos
abyssal
nuevas tribus.
contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come
¿Y ese
here in search
bichito
of
que nos acompaña
treasure
qué
or
es?
to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait,
Dios, se ve
did you
súper
say
derruida.
slay the dragon?
A ver.
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is
Ah,
actually
joder,
really
Dios, qué vista de águila
terrifying.
tenéis. Habéis
It
visto las 4
occupies
estrellas
this
arriba en la
ancient
esquina.
city
Yo no
and
me
guards
había
it
ni
fiercely.
fijado.
If it detects an intruder, then it will
Ni me había
attack without
fijado.
hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
Vale, dice que el dragón ese si
It's easy to
detecta a
take
un
human-saurian
intruso ataca.
coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship
muerte, pues
wasn't
sí.
nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatlan to
Para descubrir
uncover
el
the
motivo de
reason
la furia de
behind
este
this
dragón.
dragon's
Vale,
rampage.
misión, ¿no?
Of course,
Nueva área.
travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's
Ese
that?
es el
This is
bichito.
a very
Un compañero muy
important
importante que
companion
nos
who will help us
ayudará a
explore
explorar
Ochkanatlan.
Ochanatlan.
His name is Kokui.
Cocu,
As for his
Cocuic.
power, well, why don't you take a guess?
¿Por qué no lo
Okay,
adivinan?
is he our
Proporciona
moral
apoyo
support? You know,
emocional.
maybe he could make a
Es área
cute noise every now
permanente,
and
sí,
then to
entiendo que
cheer us
sí.
up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works
¿Es un
really hard.
tipelesaurio esto?
Okay.
Qué monería.
Then I've got nothing.
remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the
Que
abyss?
estaba atenta
Well,
porque
that's
me
where
había
Kokuik
llamado la
comes in.
atención.
We can use
Pues yo
his
pensaba
power to
que
clear
no había
abyssal
salido. Digo, ahora cuando salgan los
contamination.
banners lo
Follow
veremos.
the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokuik has enough power,
Podrás
you can
llevarlo a
take
buscar
him
al
to track
malvado
down the
dragón.
evil dragon.
What a
Ojo,
useful
pero bueno, el
little
bicho
guy.
este enfrentándose
I
al
know,
dragón,
right?
este gigante.
Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with two companions,
Kokuik y el
and
pequeñín.
Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One
Dios.
to traverse a
Qué
volcano.
bonito.
A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries
Yes.
of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks.
Hala, mira, con el
With the help of
tiburón.
an Iktomisaur, we can solve certain
Abrir
puzzles.
puertas con
With the
este.
help of a Cuckoosaur, we might even be able
O
to chase
perseguir al
down
dragón
the
con
evil
el pájaro
dragon.
rojo.
But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does
Eh,
this mean we can fish? in
Pesca
Netland?
los, las de estas
Yes,
de lava.
but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanatlan. Some of the abyssal monsters
Mira
here
el
can
boss.
distort their appearance to mimic
Otra vez
powerful
no.
enemies. High-level monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Cepa
It looks like
abismática
these
se llama.
monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Otorgan
that's
forma de
true.
plantas
The
fuera de
abyss has corroded
combate.
Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them
Batallas aéreas,
and
está
mimic
chulo. Y más
creatures from
pescados para
Teyvat.
los 2000
How do
del
we
logro.
defeat
Pues
them?
sí.
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's
Pero es
protective
como que se
void
transforman
wards.
muchas cosas,
Doing
¿no?
so allows them to take damage and causes
Sí,
them
se
to
convierte en
enter a
varios
brief state
bosses.
of confusion. Night Soul aligned
Imita a otros
elemental
bosses.
attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the
Dice que
abyss
los.
has gotten so
Mira,
advanced.
nuevos.
It's
Tenebrus
scary to think
papilla.
about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Si hay pesca, tiene que haber nueva arma.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time
Las recompensas de
exploration
exploración
rewards
limitadas
will
estarán
be
disponibles en la
available
versión
in version
5.2,
5.2.
igual que en la
Just like in version
5.1.
5.1, travelers can earn up to
400 protos
extra
adicionales
primo
hasta que
gems,
se
and the
acabe la
rewards will be available
5.3.
all the way
O sea,
through
dos
version
parches, de la
5.3.
5.2 a la
It's now time to
5.3.
introduce the event
¡Eh,
wishes.
gachapones!
In the first half of version
A ver, que
5.2,
quiero hacer foto de
travelers
esto.
can look forward to event wishes from Chasca and Lenny. Ororon will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The
Ya está,
weapon banner
perdón, que
will
estaba
feature a
haciendo una
new
foto.
5-star bow, Astro
qué chulo el
Vulture's
arco de
Crimson
Chasca,
Plumage,
tío.
and 2 new Netland-specific
Chasca,
4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out
Linnea
if you're
más
interested.
All right,
Ororon.
it's time for our
Y la
first break.
segunda es
Once we
Zongli
come
con
back,
Nubi.
we'll dive right into the
Los
event
dos
portion.
papuchos en un mismo banner, pa' flipar. ¿Qué haces? ¿Te tiras por un puente? ¡Ay, el bichito, por favor! ¡Ay, qué bonos! Chasca, a ver, he puesto bien, ¿no? Chasca, Linnea y Zongli Nubilet. Vale. Segundo código, voy. Os lo pongo aquí en el Discord. Os lo actualizo en el comando también. Y lo canjeo yo. Si ponéis exclamación codes, os estoy poniendo los de estos ya, ¿eh? Vale, canje exitoso. Code, creo que es code, ¿no? ¿Es code o es codes?
Welcome back, travelers.
Ah, no, es codes, sí,
Welcome
es codes,
back.
perdón.
Let's dive straight into the event section.
¿Qué es
So in
esto?
the first event,
Nos
we'll
regalan
get to
una
learn more about the masters
espada
of
de
the
4
Nightwind.
estrellas
That's right. In the
y
version
un arco,
5.2 event, Iktomi Spirit
un
Seeking
catalizador.
Scrolls Travelers will team up with Citlali and Ororon to get to the bottom
No,
of a
no me hagáis
mysterious
caso. Nos
accident
regalan una
that
espada de
occurred
4
within
estrellas
their
y esto es el
tribe.
refine.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges
El
to
refine
defeat
para
enemies
el
who
arma.
try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct
Es que no había
scenes
leído
from
lo
the
de aquí
tribe's
abajo.
woven scrolls
He visto
and
esto y
gather
digo,
lost
un
spirits
catalizador.
scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be
El
able
primer
to uncover
código
the
también
truth
está, los tenéis
if
los
they
dos
collect
ahí,
all
falta
the
el
clues.
último.
But don't
En el
worry,
comandos,
there
pero
are
voy a
also
poner el
various
este.
rewards to earn along the way,
Joder.
including primo jams.
Ooh,
Deja
I
que lo
really like
adivine,
the
de
vibe of
recarga.
this event. It looks like Citlali is
Hola,
performing
qué
some
chulo
kind
el
of
eventito,
ritual.
¿no? La interfaz.
It's also mysterious.
Está guapa el
When a
arma, es el
situation gets
refine.
tough, it's Granny to
La
the
verdad que
rescue.
cuela de catalizador. Es que parecía un
Definitely.
de
Citlali
esto, un
and
catalizador.
Ororon have some really fun dialogue in this event.
Y Lali y Ororon mantienen
I'm always
convers muy
grabbing the
interesantes en el
popcorn whenever
evento,
these
bueno, muy
two interact.
divertidas.
They're
Son un dúo
practically a
sensacional.
two-person show.
La verdad es que
And
me recuerdan
speaking of fun,
a
let's get into the event
Kimmich con
gameplay.
el Ajao,
First up
son los dos
is the
como muy
Search for Lost
graciosos.
Spirits minigame. Travelers will
A
have
ver,
to work
minijuegos.
together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn points. Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For example,
Hay que colar, hay que
travelers
meter
can
las
jump
bolitas en la
on stone
portería
slabs that appear on
y
the
romper
field.
cosas.
These slabs will break open
Para que
and
entren
release
en la
even
portería.
more spirits.
Me recuerda al
Storms
evento
may
ese de
also
meter las
appear
bolas de
during
la
the game.
portería, no sé si
You
sabéis
can
cuál
track
digo.
down spirits
Ya hubo
more
uno
effectively
parecido.
if you pay attention to the direction
Este
of
me
the storms.
suena. Evento
In
Conversión
Evil Vanisher,
Natlan. El
travelers will need to
tragabolas.
select the right teams to complete the objectives.
Esto supongo que será un evento de
Completing all
peleas.
of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura,
Podrás obtener
which
una
allows
aura de
you to
expulsión
deal
que te permite
AoE
infligir
damage by
daño en
spraying
área.
paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Night Wind's aesthetic. It's super
Mola el
cool.
arma.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali
Uy,
will use her
¿esto?
powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh,
Ostras.
there's something else that we should mention.
Vale, la armita.
Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event. The design definitely fits the Masters of the Night Wind.
El caso
It
es que
looks like
el arma
some
para
kind
quién
of
es, porque
ceremonial
Ororon y Chasca
artifact.
los dos van de
I
arco,
totally
¿no?
agree. Oh, and
O me
this
estoy
event
yo
will
fumando
allow
ahora.
travelers to learn more about
Nos
Natlan's
ponen a
secrets.
recortar
For example, this
formitas.
quest will review
Evento
new clues
random.
about a mysterious and legendary place, the
para
Mare Javar.
Citlali.
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared
Ojo,
a new
misión en
trial for its
Mondstadt.
members. Active
Metamorfosis.
adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and
¿Y
fully
esto?
leverage their skills to earn rewards. I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In
Me
Mondstadt
recuerdan
related
unos
news,
minijuegos
the
que
Knights of
habían.
Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the
Tiene
region.
pinta para la
And who better to
truabuela.
test these
Parche
tactics
semanal no
than the
deberían
honorary
enseñarnos
knight?
vos.
Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed this time.
A ver, han
Travelers
puesto
will
un
need to
boss,
select the combat
pero
units
boss
and
diario, o sea,
stratagems
boss
to
de
deploy against the opposing
esto, no era
formation.
semanal, ¿no?
Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame.
Más
The
minijuegos.
chances of encountering elite combat units increases
La
as the
punto 2
wargame
siempre
progresses.
cuelan un
Even more
semanal.
elite monsters will be available for
Pues
travelers
no,
to use.
es voz de
It's a
talento, ¿no?
volatile environment. So do your best to win as many rounds
O sea, de
as possible,
talentos, de
earn
extensión de
wargame
PJ.
medals, and collect the
El
rewards.
boss de materiales para
All
Chasca
right,
y
let's
Citlali.
keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a
Tenemos
look.
un avance. ¿De qué? ¿Qué es esto?
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds
Pero esto
powerful.
es de las cartas, ¿no? Los
Whoa, it's
Pokémons.
automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new
Hace tanto
heated
que no
battle
juego a
mode is
cartas.
called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition,
Ahora se puede
the
hacer más
overall
rápido,
gameplay
¿cómo?
is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other and skill animations are now
Las
shorter
animaciones
in
serán
length.
más cortas, pone
Wow,
sí.
it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from
Ya no es el juego de
Natlan.
cartas que conozco.
Talk about
dice.
whiplash.
Solo me hago 2 para avanzar rápido el pase de batalla. Arriba pone auto-battling. No sé si igual estoy tapando yo alguna cosa importante. Qué linda la carta de Sigue. Hace que no juego cartas yo igual. Ahora se podrán usar 4. Es que estoy muy desactualizada del juego de cartas, gente.
In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some
¿Convoy de
adopted
patitas?
animals. Travelers will be able to see the
Perdona,
animal's
el
point
nombre
of
del
view by
evento,
using a
convoy de
special
patitas.
tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound,
Uy, es de salvar
travelers will
animalitos,
receive
me
a
muero.
gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Ororon would really shine in
esa
this
figura de
event.
Judao?
He's
¿Eso qué?
definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump
Me
at the
gusta.
chance to
No
meet
sé la
animals from
Judao.
other nations.
Yeah.
Yo no lo probé de las
Finally,
cartas y no
the
lo he vuelto a
Leyline
tocar.
Overflow event will return in
Bueno,
version
evento de líneas
5.2.
ley, como
If you
siempre.
need Mora or character
Qué cookie,
EXP
ponme
materials, then
400.
keep an eye out.
Parece la típica
Alright,
figura que me
let's
la
dive
pondría
into
aquí en el
some updates
escritorio.
and game optimizations.
Necesito
First
esto
up
para
is
el
the change to the
housing.
Imaginarium Theater.
A ver, teatro
Previously,
fantasía.
travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge.
Ah,
and
vale, lo
have
de que
to
ya no tienes que
reopen
volver a
the
la sala, ¿no? Y
Contagion
puedes
Tome to
continuar
continue.
directamente. Esto
Travelers
es lo que
provided
leímos en
feedback
la
that
charla de
this setup
desarrolladores.
interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version
¿Ves? Le das a
5.2.
next y no tienes que
Now,
volver a la
after
sala,
finishing
¿no?
a battle, all you need to do is click next act if you want to keep fighting.
El FAB de AFI.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any
Ya no habrá
interruptions.
And
interrupciones.
for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends,
Y la
a
configuración de
supporting
equipos
caster
también han
record has
hecho
been added
bastante
in the new
visual.
update.
O sea, para
You
que
can
veas
now
cuántos
check
piros
which friends have
tienes,
borrowed
cuántos
your
no sé qué,
supports by
cuántos
looking at the
supers, cuánto
supporting
tal.
past the screen.
Cool.
Mira, ¿ves?
It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been
Mira, ¿ves?
optimized.
Ya te pone
Besides
aquí, dos
elemental
hidro, tal,
filtering,
no
the
sé qué.
Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers
Ah,
for the
y te
main
dice
types
las
of
habilidades de
animals.
los bosses
That is
y
so
qué personajes
helpful.
están, o sea, son
I'll
recomendados, qué
occasionally put together a
elementos.
random
Sí,
team
esto es
if
lo que
I've
leímos
just started
en la
experimenting with some
lista de
characters, but
desarrolladores.
this
La
information
verdad
should
que era
make
un
it a
coñazo, está
lot
saliendo y
easier to
entrando.
form
Es que yo no sé
strategic
cómo eso
teams.
no lo hicieron
These
desde el
markers will
principio.
display key information on how to
Una
counter
lookup de
enemies,
minijuta.
but in a much more prominent position.
Lo de
Hopefully,
volver a la
this change
mesa.
will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best
Exacto,
against
como te dirán
specific
qué
enemies.
elementos son los
That's
mejores contra los
definitely gonna
bichos que
save some
haya.
time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations
Es que el
in the
teatro no
future
paran
as
de
travelers
arreglarlo y
continue to
mejorarlo, es
provide
increíble.
valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system
Venga, ahora
optimizations
cositas de
coming in version
artefactos,
5.2.
gente.
You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on
Podemos
when you obtained them,
ordenarlos en
from the
función de
most
cuando los
recent to the
conseguimos. O sea, si tú
oldest.
has ido a la
Second,
mazmorra
the
y
animations
quieres ver
for
los
crafting
últimos
materials,
artefactos que has
forging
pillado
weapons,
porque
building
dices, joder, me han salido
furniture,
todos
and
pocho, voy a
cooking
borrar
dishes
todos los
are now
últimos. Pues
shorter
puedes poner
in
por
length.
orden de obtención
That's really nice.
y
The
los
dev
ves,
team
los tienes
designed
más
a
a
lot
mano.
of intricate
Y en la
animations
forja
for
igual,
these
puedes ver
features,
cuando estés
but it
forjando
can
un
feel a
arma o lo
bit
que sea, o
frustrating when you
refinándola.
have to watch
Puedes
them over
ver
and
cuánto
over
tiene
again.
y tal, para que no
There
tengas
will
que estar
also be
saliendo
several
mirando a cuánta la
optimizations for the
tienes.
Serena teapot.
La
The seed
relájate, ahora
dispensary can now
podremos
hold more
fabricar
of every
maderas, ¿no?
type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm
Se,
Depot
no,
in
perdón,
exchange
comprar.
for realm
No hagáis
currency.
caso, se puede comprar con
In
monedas
addition, the
la
cooldown
madera
for the
ahora.
boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced
Y
to
el
5
ítem
seconds.
este
This
que
way,
teníamos de
it'll
las
be easier
maderas,
for
en vez de
travelers to
15
collect
segundos
wood.
de CD va a tener
Awesome.
5.
I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena teapot, but I'm
Me dieron
always
con el
short
orto el
on
teatro,
wood.
pero ahora arreglarlo
So
parece
this
que han
should be really
trabajado.
helpful.
Nice! I'm so
Me
excited
gustaría
for
que
you.
los dominos
Oh,
tras
and
haberlo hecho te deje
optimizations have been
saltarlo
made to
tantas veces como
artifact
resina
locking.
tengas o
The
resina
updated lock
concentrada.
assistance interface will allow you to configure lock
Y
settings
puedes
with a
bloquearlo
single
directamente
click.
con un solo clic.
Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically
En función de lo
based
que la
on popular
gente
in-game configurations.
lleve más.
Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you
bad.
to
Honkai
batch lock
Star.
artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much
Ale.
faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that
botón de
navigates
acceso
to the
directo a la
lock
interfaz del
assistance
asistente
interface
de
will be
bloqueo.
added to the Artifact Domain Challenge screen and the Artifact Acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules
Para que
whenever
no
they
sea
want.
más
A
fácil.
star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. travelers can use this feature to
Y
mark
ahora
their
saldrán
favorite
estrellitas. ¿Veis
artifacts
que
and
aquí salen
filter by
estrellitas
stars
de
to
los
quickly track
artefactos?
them
Como que
down.
los marcas para
Finally,
como FAQ
treasure
y los
compasses will
encuentras
now
más
be able
rápido.
to locate even more treasure
Ah,
locations,
y ahora la brújula
including series
marcará
and time
silis y
trial
desafíos.
challenges.
Esto
A
me
quick
parece
swap
top,
feature will also be
Aparte
added
de
for treasure
cofres.
compasses and Oculus resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow
El filtro para
travelers to
quitar la ruina
more
de las
easily
bolsas.
use
¿Ese es el
these
último código,
devices across
Nadriel?
regions. The feature
Sí
will
que va
automatically
adelantado
switch
el
to the
inglés.
compass or stone that corresponds to your location
Vale,
in
os
the
lo
game.
pongo en el disco.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on the version 5.2
En el
optimizations.
comando.
All right, that was a lot of info, so this seems
Vale,
like a
si
good
ponéis
time for our
exclamación
second break.
codes,
It's
en
time for the
principio
third
ya los
redemption
tenéis.
code.
Mira, solo era el tercer código, ahí está. Ya los tenéis todos canjeados, o sea, puestos en el comando en principio. O deberían estar todos bien puestos. Vienes del futuro. Lo que necesitamos es una mochila más gorda. 1800 se nos queda corto. Eso también era de los desarrolladores. El bichito, mirad qué lindo. Hay por todos los lados. Si viene del futuro. Ya lo tenéis todo puesto, ¿eh? Lo tenéis los códigos en Discord, en Twitter, en el comando.
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to
Noticias
share.
muy interesantes, a ver.
After the
Nada de
version
darse
update on
almanaques.
November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin
Ah, mira.
Impact on the Xbox Series X and
Lo de la
S.
Xbox, esto lo
Log into
vimos, ¿no?
Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S consoles to receive
Planeador
the Wind
alas del
Glider Wings
entrelazamiento
of Fate's Course
predestinado.
Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming.
No, concierto.
They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Y te da las
Awesome.
recompensas en el
All
correo.
right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special
qué
program.
cortito, 30
Is there
minutitos hoy,
anything
¿no?
that you want to say before we go,
Sí,
Kai?
lo de Xbox yo
Yes,
creo que traerá
I'm
varios
really looking forward
jugadores.
to all
O
the
sea,
new characters.
está bien, al final
Chasca and her weapons
todo lo que
seem
ayuda a que la
really
gente conozca el
incredible.
juego, que
I'd
se
love
pueda
to
jugar en
see
otras
how her travel
plataformas.
chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality.
Ya, yo también tengo ganas de ver
And
las
Ororon
de estas
seems like a
triviales, la
very
misión de
layered character.
arconte, explorar
The
la nueva
storytelling
zona.
is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just
Y
so
probar a
excited for
Ororon y
players to
Chasca,
experience
claro.
more of the
Concuerdo
Natlands
con él.
storyline. And
Más gente
we
nueva para
have
preguntar
so
a qué hora
much
es el
to explore
directo.
this time. I mean, 2 new tribes
Dos tribus
and
nuevas,
a new area as well.
áreas
And
nuevas, dos
one thing I've
personajes
always
nuevos,
loved about Genshin
mecánicas
Impact
nuevas.
is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am.
Ah.
So it's just exciting to see another platform become
Yay.
available for everyone.
Yeah.
And
Misión de
yeah,
arconte no
on
hay.
that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Ay, se
Bye.
acaba. Pues nada, gente, a esperar a la 5.2 para ver la zonita nueva y las cosas nuevas. ¿Hay hype o no hay hype?